Hey guys, this is June the 27th, 2022, and I'm down here in my sacred space. You see, I got water over here. This is where I've been storing my water because I got so much of it. Um, I wanted to talk to y'all a few minutes about my sacred space and what God's been showing me. Um, a while back, my last video was about you can't take it with you. It's about moving out of 3D into 5D, or shifting, making the shift, making the physical shift into 5D, or the new Earth. And I talked about in that video how I felt like God was telling me that I've made the shift in consciousness, but now I need to make the physical shift into 5D. And then I had a friend ask me, well, he watched the video and he said, well, what plans are you making to make this physical shift? How do you actually plan to make this physical shift into the 5D new Earth? And I was so glad that he asked me that, because I have been in meditation about it for over a week now. I've been in meditation and trying to seek guidance about how to do it. And I told him, I said, well, actually, I don't have a plan. He said, no. I said, no, I don't have a plan. I said, I've been in meditation about it, and God has shown me that I don't need to make a plan. Making plans is what you do in 3D. You figure out what you want to do, you make the plan, and you make sure you have everything you need. You do it. God says you don't do that. You don't do that in New Earth. No. Everything in New Earth happens now. Happens in the now. And everything is unfolding in the new 5D Earth perfectly and completely the way it's supposed to. And there's no plans that need to be made for moving into the 5D Earth. But there's instructions. And what my instructions were that I was given from God, or my higher self, the Great Spirit within me, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing, was that you pick you a sacred place, or you go to the woods. Just go to the woods. Go to the woods, go to nature, get out in nature and pick you a sacred place. And then you go to that sacred place every day. You go to that sacred place, or you go somewhere in nature every day, and you meditate, and you listen. You allow nature to communicate with you. You align your energy with the trees, with the whole forest, the trees, with the grass, with the leaves, with the dirt, with the birds, with all the animals, with the air, with the water. You align your energy with your surroundings in nature, okay? And then you wait. You wait for guidance, and you wait for instructions. God told me that if you spend time in nature every single day, every moment you can get, spend time in nature. A couple of hours, 1 hour, as much as you can. You make an intention. You set the intention to spend time in nature every single day. And you strengthen and build your connection with nature. You will find eventually, over time, that nature will start coming to your aid. Nature will give you guidance on the next step that you need to take. Nature will give you guidance in every direction of your life. But first, you must show nature that it can trust you Yes, you have to show nature that it can trust you, that you are going to be open and receptive with a true heart, with true intentions, and that you'll be open and receptive to everything that nature brings to you, whatever it may be. Like whatever nature may bring to me while I'm in the woods, whether it be a flower, a butterfly, uh, a tree, or anything that comes up is nature's way of communicating with you, and everything has its own frequency. You know what? I even realized today that even the mosquitoes that are buzzing around my ears, they have their own frequencies, and they are trying to align with my frequency. They're trying to connect with me because they're part of nature. Everything that comes to you is making an attempt to connect with your energy. So what God is showing me is that you align your energy with the energy of nature, and then you will see nature come to your rescue. In other words, whatever you need, okay, whatever you need to survive in nature, nature will show you how to do it, whether it's build some kind of shelter, whether it's to grow food, or whether it's to know which kind of plants to pick for medicine, or which kind of herbs that you can pick to eat, whatever it may be. Nature will come to your rescue. Nature will help you. Nature will assist you living in the new 5D earth. That's what I was getting from God. But you have to be open and receptive to whatever comes. Whatever nature brings your way, be open and receptive to it and accept it as part of you that wants to connect with your energy, okay? And then he also told me that after a while, this is a gradual thing. It doesn't happen overnight. After a while, as you increase your connection with nature, without you even realizing it, or maybe you will realize it, and maybe not, but sometimes people don't even realize when they tune into nature, they don't even realize that at the same time that they're connecting with nature, that raw energy of nature is moving through your body. You're breathing it in, you're taking it in through your body, and that energy of nature is activating every cell within your body. It's moving through your body, it's moving through every cell within your body, it's activating your DNA. It is restoring what was lost. It is restoring what was lost in 3D. And God said, when the energy within you is reconnected and restored, and we're talking about the DNA activation, and a lot of people don't realize that nature plays a big part in this, okay? When the energy is reconnected and activated within you, then the powers, your God-given powers that you were born with, will start coming back online. And then, when that happens, when your natural powers, your psychic powers and your telepathic powers and your knowing, you're going to just know everything, okay? It's the part that nature's going to play in bringing you back to your roots, bringing you back to your God source, bringing you back and connecting you back with your God-given powers that were stolen away from you by the powers that be. And once these powers are reconnected, God said you are going to be manifesting every single thought that you have. You're going to just naturally start manifesting everything you need. In other words, you think it, and it's going to show up. Wow, I thought this was the most amazing meditation that I've ever had because God came through so powerful and so strong. So I asked him to show me how to make that physical shift into the 5D New Earth. And he came through for me perfectly as always and told me just exactly how to do it. I'm not supposed to plan anything. If you're planning anything, then you're in your head. You're in your head. God says you don't want to be in your head. You want to be in your heart. You want to stay heart-centered. In the heart center is where the energy flows. Okay, it's where the energy flows freely through you. Okay, you have a brain inside your heart. You don't need the brain in your head. You need the brain inside your heart. Your God connection. See? So you get out of the head and you get in the heart. And this is where it's all going to happen. This is what we're going to be doing. All of us are going to be doing this in New Earth. Everybody just hasn't learned how to do it yet. We're no longer going to be operating from our brains. We're all going to be operating and moving through New Earth, through our heart centers, through love, through our connection with love, and through our God-given powers. And it's so, to me, just imagining everybody walking around, you know, tuned in and vibrating with the frequency of love and light. And just think how it's going to be, folks, when people are vibrating with the frequency of love, they're not going to be thinking evil thoughts. There ain't going to be any negativity or any evil thoughts. People are going to be vibrating and thinking about love, about loving people and about helping people and how in interacting with people and being there for each other. And we're going to realize our connection with everybody and everything. So, yeah, hey, it all makes so much sense. And you know what? What God showed me, deep down inside, I already knew. But just having God confirm it and bring it up, bring it to my consciousness, makes it so much more real to me. Okay. So, this is how we're going to do it, folks. We've got to return to nature. Return to nature. Now, it ain't going to happen overnight, you know, and I'm not saying I'm just moving completely out of my house and moving to the woods. I'm not saying that. I mean, I asked God, I said, what do you want me to do, God? Just move into the woods and just stay there and not come out? No. It doesn't work like that. It's a gradual transition, okay? You have to first reestablish your connection with nature, like I said, build that trust with nature, and then nature will come through for you. The God energy, the raw energy will speak to you, and you'll be given guidance and direction on everything that you need. On everything that you need in life. And then one day you will look up, God said, then one day you'll look back, you'll look behind you, and you'll see that house that you used to live in, and you'll say, huh, imagine that. I never needed that. I never needed that. I spent my whole life, I wasted my whole life working my fingers to the bone to afford that house and to afford that vehicle and to afford all the nice things that I have. Only to come to this realization that I never needed any of that. I never needed any of it. That everything I needed was already inside of me. And all I had to do was to tap into it. But I didn't know that, see. They don't teach us that. They didn't teach us that in school. They didn't teach us that in church. No, they taught us we got to get an education. You got to get an education. And you got to get a good job. And you got to make good money if you want to have all the nice things. Yes, you got to do it their way. God's saying you never needed to do it their way. Everything you've needed, you've always had right here inside of you. It was just taken away from you, but now it's coming back. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all this little camp that I built here. This is in the woods, in my woods. It's about 100 foot from my house, so it's in good walking distance. If I can walk back up there if I need. But this is where I'm coming every day now, or have been for the past 2 weeks. I've been coming down here and meditating, trying to align my energy with nature, trying to take in the raw energy and trying to listen to nature and hear what it wants to say to me. And you can see I got water around here. I'm not actually using this water. I've just got it lined around around the building, mainly just to keep this tarp from flying away. But I got it all the way. This is my little camp. It's actually a metal shed's what it is. It's a metal shed, and it's got a tarp over it. And it's sitting down in the woods. Now, we put it down here years ago because years ago I was actually living down here in a camper. When I first started going through my dark night of the soul, and when I lost my home and my job and everything, this is where I moved a little camper down here. Let me, well, I can just show it to you. It's still got the meter box up here, but it's no longer connected. The power's no longer connected down here, but it's still got the power pole in the box up here. And after I lost everything, lost my house and my job and everything, and I went through my, or it actually was the beginning of my spiritual awakening, is when I moved down here. This is where my mama helped me get a little camper, and I moved it down here, and I live down here. And I know I've talked about this. It's all grown up now, but it actually was parked right here in that area right there. And then I had a little porch that came out here. But I actually lived down here in that camper for about 6 years. I went through one dark night of the soul, to where I isolated myself from the whole world. I covered all the windows in my camper, and I curled up in my little bed, and I travailed, and I travailed, and I travailed, and I wept, and I wept, and I wept for days on end and days on night over everything that I had lost, and over everything that I was going through. And my Morgellons at that time was through the roof. It was off the charts. It was so bad. This is a time when I had the full-blown Morgellons, and I had the sores covering my body, and I did not know, at that time, I did not know what I had. I did not know what was happening to me. The only thing I knew was that I was dying. I knew I was dying, and I was dying. So I moved out here in my little camper so I could die out here on this property, which is where I was raised. So this is where I wanted to be. So I moved the camper out here with the intention of dying out here. I knew, I said, I'm dying, so I'm gonna go to the woods, and I'm gonna go back to my roots, where I was raised, and I'm gonna die out there. And I lived out here in this camper for 6 years. I went through one very, 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 very severe dark night of the soul where I was actually thinking about taking my life, and where I prayed every single night to die, and God wouldn't take me. And then I came through that one, and I got a little better, and then I fell back into another dark night of the soul after I took another decline, or when all the emotional stuff started coming up, is when I had a setback, and I was back down here again in the camper. So about 6.5 years I spent down here going through my dark night of the soul. God, as you can see, God did not take me. He spared me. He pulled me through it. He made me get up. He drugged me around, and he made me get up and get back to living my life. But I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, I'll show you a little bit more of my camp I got here. A little chair. So it's actually got some furniture in it. I've been using it for storage, and it's got some stuff in those boxes and some furniture in there, so I can actually use this furniture. I mean, I can put my, my little stuff, or my little stuff I need down here to cook with or whatever, and to make my little, there's a little fire pit right up here, so I can use that furniture to store the camping things that I need down here when I'm going camping out. And I can sleep in there. I mean, it doesn't have a bed in it, but I have a twin mattress I can bring down here and put in the floor, and I can sleep down here if I need to. So I haven't actually moved down here, but if I need to, I can. But this is where I come now every day. This is my little sacred space and my little sanctuary where I come every day for meditation and to reconnect with nature and try to align my energy with the energy of nature so that I can start building my life in the new 5D earth, the new earth. And I feel like this is where it's going to happen. I feel like it's all going to start right here at this sacred place in my woods. I feel like gradually as I strengthen my connection with nature, I feel like God is going to show me or what I need is going to just start unfolding right before my eyes. That's what I feel like is going to happen. As long as I stay open and receptive to what nature has and to the energy, the God energy within me, and stay open to it, I feel like that eventually, as the energy within my body starts to flow freely and the communication between me and nature or God starts flowing freely through me. In other words, when I get to that place to where I have become a conduit for the God energy, and the God energy is flowing freely through me without any blockages or and all density being removed, then is when I feel like I'm going to be able to manifest whatever I want out here or whatever I need through love, through nature, through God. So for those of you who don't really understand the connection between God and nature, well, there's only one way for you to find out. It's just get out in nature, align yourself with the energy of nature, and then just start letting it build and letting it flow. Letting it build and letting it flow. So I know what I got to do. I've already started doing it, so I'm on my way. And we'll see. Of course, we'll stay updated and connected, and we'll see what happens. So that's all I wanted to do today was show y'all my little sacred space that I have here, and let you know how I'm going about shifting my physical body into New Earth. Okay, now this doesn't necessarily mean that this is exactly how everybody should do it. Everybody should get in meditation, make that connection with God within them, and God will show them what they need to do. But God has definitely shown me that being in nature every day, or every chance I get, every moment I get to being in nature and aligning myself with the energy of nature is the way. That's the way. That's the way to get back to our roots. That's the way to get back to our God source. That's the way to move into New Earth. So this is it, folks. I'm doing it, and I will stay in touch and let y'all know every new thing that comes up. I love you guys. Bye.